Hi and welcome to this Elementor tutorial in which I will be showing you how to create this cool looking Halloween festival invitation landing page. And as you can see, it looks rather scary. So I'll show you how to make this step by step, and without further ado, let's begin. So I'll add a new page, name it Halloween, change the template to Elementor canvas and publish it. Click on edit with Elementor. Now I go to page settings and set the background color to black. Add a new section. And for every new section that I make, I like to begin with a minimum height, and that is just to get a sense of the work area and what I'm going to create inside of it, but it's a matter of preferability. Now I drag in a new heading, center it, choose the Griffy font, which looks very Halloween themed. Make it real big. Now for the bottom heading, I'm gonna use Quattrocinto font. And these two fonts look very good together. They complement one another, as you will see immediately. I'm gonna use negative margins to bring the headings closer together. There, looks nice. I'm gonna drag in an image and I'll load in one of our previously made Halloween themed dividers. You can download them for free along with other Halloween decorations and cool elements. And I'll use negative margins again to make this look like a single unit. Drag in another heading, some more information about the event. Nice. Now I'm gonna make this top section a little bit longer and set the column position to bottom and give the column a little bit of margin underneath. I'm gonna set in an image background. Looks nice. And I'll set an image overlay, choose gradient, and make the top color transparent. There, now it doesn't look like the image is being cut underneath. On to our next section. I'm gonna drag in a columns widget, use a single column, and drag in an image box inside of it. Now I'm gonna set a transparent background and then load in an image as a background overlay. And I'm gonna use the scroll. Now the reason I set the background as overlay is so I can adjust the opacity level, and I like to give a small percentage of transparency to the background so it will blend in nicely with the whole page. Now I'm gonna adjust the minimum height and reveal the full size of the scroll. Set the image to no repeat. And I'm gonna adjust the content width of the outside section to reveal the sides of the scroll. Some top margin for the image box. I'll load in one of our Halloween decorations as the image. Change the content, and now I can begin stylizing it. Now I like to give a small opacity to the image so it will look like it's embedded on the scroll. And give some opacity to the text as well. Now I'm gonna adjust the content width of the inside section to set the border of our content. Give some padding from the sides for the image box, just to make the text look a little bit more organized. There, looks fine. Now we'll drag in a forms widget. And begin adding some fields. Change the input size to medium, which will make our fields a little bit bigger. And the same goes for the button. I hide the label. Now I can begin stylizing it. Change the background color to black. Give it some opacity. Set the border radius to 12. I change the text of the button. Play around with the padding of the button. Looks fine. I want to further adjust the content width of the section and make the content a little bit thinner. I'm gonna give some top margin to the form to separate the elements from one another. Drag in a new image and load one of our Halloween decorations. Give it some opacity. Top margin. Now there's no Halloween without pumpkins, so I'll load in a nice cool looking pumpkin image we have. Adjust the size of it. And give it negative margin to make them lean on the scroll. I'm going to set a background of gradient. I'll make it subtle and try to make it look like the pumpkins cast a small shadow on the scroll. There, looks nice. Our next section is gonna have 2 columns with some more information about the event. Drag in a heading and the text field. Looks nice. Now I'll drag in an image widget and again load in one of our dividers. I'll set some negative top margin to bring the text closer. Looks good. Now we're gonna duplicate this whole column. Align everything to the right. And change the content and replace the image. Now I'll set some inside padding to the sides. And add an image background. We have this cool haunted looking castle. Now we're gonna set the background overlay and choose a solid black color and play around with its opacity until the text looks readable. Now we completed our landing page and it looks cool, it looks Halloween-like, and we can move on and make it mobile responsive. So I'll switch to mobile mode. As you can see, it looks rather messy, and what I like to do is set all the margins and the paddings to 0, and personally for me it makes it much easier to understand what exactly do I need to adjust. So I'll begin with sizing the headings. There, top section looks good. So I just play around with the value of the paddings until the text field looks tight. And give it the right padding from the sides. And add a top margin to the bottom column. Now our page is all done, including the mobile version. We have our top header section with the heading and a cool background, the middle section with the form and a call to action, and the bottom section with some further information and a nice background to it. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe for more awesome content. This was Ilya from Elementor, and happy Halloween!